Are you guys ready for probably the weirdest I've ever read in my life?
Yeah.
Yup.
Better be weird.
All right. It's weird. All right. This person said, I offered a friend a place to stay 2.5 years ago when she was homeless.
Oh no.
She's just been freeloading?
She was supposed to stay for just a couple weeks.
That's how it starts.
Instead, she moved her then 18-year-old son in.
Oh my god.
Very weird.
Then disappeared after a couple months.
Weird.
So he's just chilling there?
Son's just there, yeah.
What the fuck?
Her son was working with a caseworker and said he was looking for a living situation. This kid's name is Jack. Jack is trans, autistic, and has OCD and a sleeping disorder. He quit school in 7th grade, so he doesn't have much of an education to get a job. Time went on, and for various reasons, he couldn't get in any housing programs through the social worker. So a year ago, I told him he would have to find a place within a year. That time has come up.
That's a long time to
Still
find a
hasn't
place.
found a place.
Real. That's very nice.
Because he hasn't been looking.
Where's the mom? She just ran away?
Yeah, just left. Jack was just awarded disability, but he hasn't received it yet. I suspect that now he has disability income, it will be easier for him to find something in the next couple months.
I'd fucking move out.
He has an aunt he could live with, but he doesn't want to because she lives in a different city.
Well, I'd leave him there and move out.
He doesn't want to live with his sister because he doesn't get along with his sister's roommate. He said he'd prefer to go to a shelter, but he still hasn't gone. Part of me feels like I should offer to let him stay for 1 or 2 more months to let him find something now that he has some income. But I've developed so much resentment towards him because he's never offered to help out or do anything to pay rent.
Well, he's an...
part of his utilities.
Come on, that's kind of...
More angering for me is that I've struggled to even get him to do his part of kitchen chores, like unload the dishwasher, or take out the trash, or replace the paper towel roll. I also feel frustrated and resentful that Jack bugs me to drive him places that he could just take public transport to. I know some of these things are related to his age and disabilities, but it seems kind of ridiculous.
I think she
Should I
fucked
have
up from
to
the
explain
beginning.
to someone that they should... Should I have to explain to someone that they should offer to help and not freeload? Is expecting him to offer ableist.
I think she fucked up from the beginning by not creating boundaries and rules.
Yeah.
With the mom and then with him. And then to expect politeness and all these things from someone who's clearly not, they don't know, they don't have that common sense. So why the fuck do you expect them to act like a person with common sense?
Does this person own that place? Or are they renting
It
too?
doesn't say.
That's what I'm saying, just move out.
Yeah, if they're renting.
Leave him
they're
there
renting,
and
I'm
you
out.
move out.
Yeah, and then he'd have to figure it out
Oh
regardless.
no.
Dude,
what I would do.
that's the crazy. What was you said? He was trans,
Autistic, has OCD and a sleeping disorder.
Why is trans a part of the disability? That's pretty funny.
It's not. It's just a list of stuff.
Like, not only is he dumb, he's trans.
But like, she definitely fucked up by not setting those boundaries at the beginning, but like her intention was kindness.
Yeah.
And then like, sometimes like life just randomly unfolds and then the momentum, yeah.
But I don't even know if it's taken advantage of. Okay, if he's autistic, right, and clearly from a fucked up home with the mom that runs away from you, you can't come at it with the same frame of mind of like, I'm gonna do this goodwill and hope that they get it. No, dude, it's not the same, like, of someone that's an equal. You have to approach it as if, like, okay, this is a fresh mind that's a child that you have to build up. And if you're not ready to do it, then you gotta abandon it. Like,
But the mom took advantage of her.
Yeah, but the mom's nowhere to be found, so
Yeah.
it's not like you can really rectify that anyways.
And plus, he's 18.
Yeah, he's an adult now, regardless of
I mean, it's, okay,
circumstances.
you know what it is? It's one of those things where it's like, you don't have to do it, but are they wrong for abandoning something that isn't their responsibility?
Well, look at it this way: if you know you're the last person that this dude has, let's say that like Jack, if you kick him out or if you leave him, is probably gonna be homeless and just become a person of the street.
That's what you're gonna have to live with.
Yeah. Are you okay with living
but
with
also
that?
too, it's like they were also they were homeless before, and it's not like this
Yeah.
Jack person doesn't have people. She has this. He or she, sorry, they have options. They can go to their friend, maybe their sister, the aunt. But then their reason is like, oh, I don't like the roommate. But it's like, well,
That's what makes it sound like, you know how there's homeless people that have that same thing? Where there are places they can go, but they just don't want to. So it almost seems like this is the last stop for this, not kid, but like, you know, there's enough issues to keep this dude.
They're trying to write it out.
You know what I think it is? It's like she probably was not understanding what it is like to let a homeless person come stay with you, right? So she goes, I was trying to do something nice for his mom. When you commit to something, you can't do it in a way where it's perfect the way you imagined it to be. So when you invite someone into your home to live with you, from that point on, I feel like you just opened up Pandora's
You're
box.
responsible for those other variables that come into play.
You can't just be like, oh, well, I didn't know they were gonna be a fucking dumbass. Well, it's like, well, you opened up that door, and you didn't establish the rules. You didn't say, you're only fucking staying here for 2 months. If you don't get off your feet, you're out.
Let's say you're already in that situation. How do you explain it to a person that's autistic?
So when you're already, if I was in this situation,
it's already happening.
I would try to talk to their caseworker too and have a game plan, because I can't just throw it on them and say, all right, just be a responsible adult, go handle your shit. Why didn't you handle your shit? It's like, okay, well, I want you out of my house, but I also want to give you a high chance of success. So let me talk to the caseworker and then create a game plan on how to make that exit where I'm not throwing them into the streets. Because I'm already committed. Nassau, if this person's under my roof, that to me, I'm like, well, I already signed up for this bullshit. Or one night I'll just pack everything up and run away.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
It's always on the table, though.
I'd have to figure something out because...
This person does mention that they live in one of the U.S.'s most dangerous cities. I don't know if that helps.
Oh shit! It's like a
So do we. It's called Los Angeles.
Chicago or something.
I do agree though that like moving out is on the table if like that's not their house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at that point you're just kind of like you could even reach out not just to the caseworker but to the sister or to the whoever other options are and be like, hey, I'm moving out for my own reasons or whatever, and just letting you know this guy's here.
I think so. This person mentioned that because you know Jack was saying that like would rather go to the shelter than live with his sister or live with his aunt.
To go to the shelter, dude.
But the person who's writing this said, I don't think Jack understands what being in a men's shelter is really like, especially if he's trans. He's got, you know, he might be in there with the wrong people.
Yeah.
I think this person also.
Or he might find the love of his life.
True.
That's really good.
I think this person is also. They're not. What's the word?
That's good.
They're kind of like conflicted with what role they want to play, because that thought is a parenting thought.
Yeah.
So are you trying to parent him too? So you need to figure out what your relationship is first. Are you landlord tenant? Are you mom's friend? Are you being, you know, like what is it gonna be? And then stick to that dynamic. But then once you start allowing other thoughts of other like hats that you're wearing come in, that's where you can't really make clear decisions.
The ableist thing throws me off too because it almost sounds like I think the trick is me trying to get him to do shit. An ableist.
What's ableist?
Where you're like not respecting the fact that someone's disabled. Where you're like, no, come on, dude, get some shit done. But then if they can't, if it's a cognitive reason, whether it's like physical, you know.
It just depends on how bad his autism is. Because there's people that are completely functioning.
Sure, there are.
Yeah,
like
like
blackjack.
And then there are people who use that as a crutch.
But you know how like when you watch Love on the Spectrum, there's some of them, even though they're all autistic, some of them are just assholes too.
Yeah.
Like on top of being autistic.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
They'll do great at a lab.
Glasses girl.
yes, I hate her.
Glasses girl. Love on the Spectrum. Love that show.
Yeah, it's like that. It's kind of like weird where, you know, how much of the disregard of chores is autism and how much of it's just you're being a dick.
And it's like, sometimes people say things that they have and they may not have it. So it's like, that's always on the table though. Like for you.
Self-diagnosed.
But exactly, because nowadays, dude, you just don't know where people are coming from. So like, I could tell you that like I'm autistic and that's fine.
Yeah, I'm autistic, this is why my room's dirty. Or you're just a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's like, those both could be true, but man,
Yeah, it could be both true. Yeah.
put the paper towels back, you know?
Yeah.
Flip out.
I would have never let a fucking person come stay.
Nah, dude,
Unless I knew, like,
them.
yeah.
But it does sound like what Bart was saying. Like, it is conflicting. It's like, are you gonna be a parent? Then you should be fucking trying to like guide this person. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is
Because I think people have really big hearts in general.
Or they try to.
They try to, and then that's where it kind of fucks you because then you're like being the mom when you actually should be like a landlord or whatever, you know. And try to.
But I think the problem is a lot of people don't even know what it means to help someone out. Like they have this imagination of like, oh, you just need a place to stay. I got you.
Pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have like live happily ever after. But I'm like, you never really dealt with people that are constantly making mistakes in life.
Yeah.
Over and over and
Truly a
over.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes kicking someone out of the house is like a kick in the ass that they might need to get their shit together too.
Yeah, and then they're
That can
not
also be
strong
tough.
enough
Yeah.
to do the tough love stuff.
Yeah. Because that is hard.
Because like
right?
in this story, she's already made so many mistakes of like, not only did you let her in, you let her extend the time that was agreed upon.
Yeah.
On top of that, you let her bring in her son. You didn't establish anything. So like, a lot of people that are fucking up, the reason why they fuck up is because they're enabled to fuck up. No one's in their life like actually held their foot down and been like, no, I want you to be accountable. If we say 2 months, you gotta stick to the 2 months. I need you to go get a job. And if you don't, these are the consequences. Like, they don't live by that. They just constantly do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds like I have no heart, but I'm the one that's actually lived amongst like, I know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And when you know what the outcome is, you wouldn't have this wishful thinking. I think a lot of people
You'd have more structure.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, like, the world presents itself to you in situations and it's an asshole to you a couple times. I feel like you have the right to be an asshole every now and again too.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you gotta stand up for
You
yourself.
can't be a martyr either.
We were talking about this with
Yeah.
like traffic in LA, right? And the way you drive, it's like if you just follow the rules of traffic and you do that in LA, you're the bad driver because everybody breaks the rules. It's the same thing. It's like in her situation, it's like she's gotten some really unfortunate things happen to her. It's not just about like always being and trying to do the most right decision. Sometimes you kind of gotta be an asshole in order to stand up for yourself. Otherwise, you're always gonna get walked over. It's gonna completely. If she runs into another situation with somebody else or a future friend who's down on their luck, we can't have her just turn around and be like, no, I can't help nobody anymore because you got scarred by something too. You just got to know how to not be an asshole, but you know what I mean. Like
Have
stand
proper
up for
boundaries.
yourself. Exactly.
Because you gotta protect yourself.
It's boundaries and accountability.